This is the place of dreams. The Rangers we love may feel afar, but on Christmas night, the door is ajar. We've always been ready for the challenges we face, but are they ready for this wish to be the best? In the footsteps of legends, these kids walk tall, for this is Rangers, the greatest of all. For our lassies with their blue scarves on, for our lads who want to hear Ibrox roar, but most of all, and best of all, we want to see the Rangers score.
On you go.
And all we want for Christmas is to have you back in here with us. But until then, we wish Rangers fans across the world a very Merry Christmas and a successful 2021.
And welcome along to the Gers TV. Welcome back, guys. It's Gers TV live podcast. As myself, Si Leslie, and Sandra.
I'm Sandra, guys. Please you could join us tonight.
Wee bit of a different setup again, guys. As the next couple of weeks is going to be, things are going to be a bit different. Just let us know the sound's alright for a wee change, because we'll have to obviously organise things totally different. What have we got tonight, Sandra?
Right, Kyrie, if you can hear this, or if anybody knows where he is, please get in touch. The boy's still not been found. So anybody, if you can hear us, please get in touch with your family, please. And I hope you're alright, son.
Guys, as many people as possible, can we like and share that? Get that out, and let the wee man know if he's watching or any of his pals are watching, just to get in touch with the family. We've got no connection with them, but it's just to get the word out.
Regardless, I don't even know if the wee boy's a Rangers supporter. It doesn't really matter.
Let's get the word out, guys, alright? 1st of December, and I think Christmas is going to be great to be a bear, even greater than it is normally.
Oh, it's fantastic.
So good. What are we going to talk about then? What have we got?
What have we got tonight? It's all about the Rangers tonight, guys. So we'll keep it Rangers.
Aye.
Regardless of what's happening in the city, we're not interested. It's all about the Rangers.
Aye, everybody's had a wee laugh and a joke about the other teams across the city, the smaller clubs, but big thing is Rangers are playing fantastic now. Let's enjoy it and let's appreciate the greatest club of all.
First of all, please share our page, guys. Doesn't need to be a Rangers page or a Rangers group. Get it out there, guys. Please get us out there.
Get us on the buy and sell.
That's when we get pelters.
Right,
hello, Ali Campbell for Gers Sherry, loyal.
Yep, that's up at I can't remember if it's Coatbridge or there in between.
Right, Sarah, I seen you. Hello there, Sarah. David Ainsworth, Warren, Peaceful Warrior, Alex McCallum, Donna Robertson, Robert Elliott, and Robert Williamson. I've got all that there, the new.
Right, loads of subjects to talk about tonight. What have we got football wise?
Right, football, we had Benfica, 2 each.
Fantastic game again.
It was Arfield and Roof and Tarvy's own goal. That was unavoidable there, but anyhow.
No, I thought it was a wee bit. Technically, it was an on goal, right? But the way they commentated on it about it being on goal was like he put the ball in his
It's in there, I know.
Like, as in put the ball in his end there, kick it. It came off him.
It came off him. It was a
really,
deflect, aye.
They're also a really good team. Their quality and the way they went about their business it was hard for Rangers to defend and to have probably had one of his worst games in the last 6 months in a Rangers jersey. It was just unfortunate. And he bounced back anyway the week after the weekend. I was slightly like everybody else. It shows you how far we've came, how disappointed we were, but we drew again. But Benfica went out last night and got a win again, I believe. So the week before it, they dropped a full team. That shows you how much they respected Rangers and how well Rangers have done in Europe under Mr. Gerrard. And you've got to say, we should have beat them.
Yep.
We should have beat them, and it was so close.
We were 2-0 up.
It's just
2-0
like
up. Well, was it 2-0 we were up?
I went 2-0 up.
Yep.
It was only 8 minutes to go or something, 9 minutes to go, and they scored. A quality goal. Their second one was an absolutely fantastic goal. The Rangers defence, we're calling them Iron Curtain, do you know what I mean? And they were absolutely, every game they've been fantastic, and they were chasing shadows for a few seconds of speed. When you watch it in slow motion, their goal, it was a fantastic goal. But anyway, never mind them. What about the Rangers goals? The first Rangers goal was an absolute belter.
Aye, that was a good goal. That was a good goal.
There was 4 or 5 of them could have scored the goal, and it just shows you how hungry they are. There were so many players on the box against top quality European opposition, and every one of them tried to put the ball in the net, and eventually went in. Scotty Arfield.
Yep.
Other than that, you've got to see the other goal. Who's the other goal? Tav?
No, Roof.
Roof
Arfield
scored another goal, so he did. I bet the goal, what am I saying? Fantastic goal for Roof. But the biggest talking point in the match was it a penalty kick. Years and years gone by, it wasn't a penalty because it would have been ball to hand. The new rules of the game are it's a penalty kick.
You know that only accounts when it's no us.
Any other level. And what I would say there, I think everybody would agree, if Rangers go 3-0 up, the game is a bogey. That's it, it's finished, and Rangers go and qualify for the group stages.
Yep.
But it is what it is. It shows you how far we've came. Honestly, that you're sitting disappointed that you couldn't beat one of the best teams in Europe.
It's been a long time since we've been sitting like this, comfortable like this.
And having a laugh about the fact that how it's went. But you've got to say how good are Rangers playing now.
Definitely. I agree with you say. You said it's a well-oiled machine. I agree with you there.
The well-oiled play machine.
Yep.
Another thing I'm going to say right about the Rangers now. I actually thought it was when I was watching it in my flat. I was watching the last couple of games. I was actually thinking my internet stream was something right, was speeding up too fast or something. Because the speed that the Rangers players were going at now, sometimes when you watch a game and it's around speed, and then I've watched it a few times, the speed of the Rangers players are fitter than they've ever been, that team. And the pace on the ball is fitter.
Do you know the pace I was going to speak about with Defoe when we were playing Falkirk there? The pace after Defoe, he was everywhere.
He's one of the older players in the team.
I know, and he's look as fit as.
And there's young boys coming into that team, and they've got the pace. And another thing about the Rangers team now, and I'm not comparing them or anything like that, but see the Ajax model, where Ajax have got this system, where when a player comes out, the next player at any level then takes his place, and he fits into the system. You don't change the system to fit the player. That's what Rangers are doing now, and every single player's fitting into that model system. I seen a comment on Facebook, it was absolutely ridiculous, but I'm going to mention it. A guy that made a comment that he hoped Alfredo Morelos would put a shift in for a change. Morelos has been better than ever this season, and the fact that he's not scoring goals doesn't matter because he's been asked to change his game. And you can quite clearly see that Rangers have benefited for that.
Even Dixie said we never even used a single stub on Thursday.
We
didn't need to.
I thought they might have done that to kill the game, but that's my opinion of the game anyway. I think it was a definite penalty. I think the two teams were quality teams. The speed of the game is fantastic to watch. And Kemar Roof is going to be he's going to be a Rangers legend. I think the ability that boy's got.
Yep, there is. Roof is class act. His work rate and movement is exceptional.
There's no player in the team now that is disappointing, but I've got to say that the way that we can change our attack and the way that our defence, if a player comes out of defence and another one comes in, I mean, our strongest point in attack now is our left back, right back. Our left back plays the ball to the right back, Tav, and the ball, as soon as it comes in, you're looking for Tav to put the ball in the net, you're expecting him to score. This is stuff of legends you're watching. Bearing in mind we've been watching Rangers in the last couple of years, your hands covering your eyes, terrified to watch the defence being so bad at times, and now you're watching them tearing some of the best teams in Europe apart, because they're a Champions League team, without a doubt they're a Champions League team, and they spent something like £80 million, and we spent 50 grand on Kamara, who ran the show. Let me say it, ran the show, because I feel as if it's a bit derogatory when you mention 50 grand for him, but I'm going to say, 50 grand for a guy, and he ran the show. That's the difference that Rangers are now, that we're actually, we're sitting lying back, it's almost like cigars out, sitting watching Europe's finest coming to Ibrox, dropping their first team the week before it because they want to be match fit, and then afterwards they get a win afterwards, and they've came to Ibrox and they've gave us the respect that the Rangers deserve, and we should have beat them. Unfortunately, we never beat them.
Roof will be level above anything, a level above anything in Scotland. Alfie's now a team player and his contribution has been invaluable. I
Definitely.
feel before I think he was the main goal scorer, but now he's actually a team player. Do you know what I mean?
And I'll add value to Morelos as well. That'll
Yep.
add value to his. If he ever does decide he's going to leave Rangers, it adds value that he doesn't just put the ball in the net, he works for the team. He's really self-fitter as well. People don't notice a lot of things. It's easy to criticise. The players are all fitter. It reminded me a wee bit of the Jock Wallace team. The early Jock Wallace teams were, Jock Wallace's attitude was we would be fitter than everybody else. Although what I will say, but the argument for that, just slightly, Benfica proved his as well again, that they're the kind of team, 10 minutes to go, they can up their game anytime they want, but they were very, very, very fit, and it was a great match for us, and it showed you how good Rangers are now, that they could have been on and beat us at Ibrox, but they didn't. And I believe we'll qualify on Thursday night.
Aye, so do I. I'm quite confident with that as well. Great squad strength at Rangers. Now we can replace a player with any other player, and the players fit straight in, and the team still plays exactly the same tempo. We are the people. I agree with you there, John Gardner. No matter what team Gerrard picks, every player is stepping up to the mark and playing well. That is true. Thomas Motion, yep.
Every single one of them. That's a big thing. There's no a player. Rangers have usually got a kind of scapegoat where people shout it and criticise. Who would it be? Not one player. The big boy McLaughlin came in goals. Came in another area. Fantastic. Distribution. Fantastic. The whole Rangers team are faster, quicker, more agile, and they're hungry. Who do you expect to score goals? Every one of them.
We've got a wee call
Guys,
coming in
we've got a
there,
wee
Mark
call coming in.
Dingwall.
It's Mark
This
Dingwall.
is the statement for Dave King.
And just get a wee second, try and get Mark on.
The statement was released by Dave King
Hello,
today.
Mark.
Hello.
Can you hear me? I don't know if you caught him there. Hello, Mark.
Hello.
Give me a wee second there. I don't know if I've got you on, Mark. 2 seconds if you can hear us or not.
Can hear you fine.
No.
I need to try something. Try a wee plan B here.
Starless.
Hold on.
Sorry, guys.
Hello, Mark.
How you doing?
I can hear him.
Can't hear him. Hello, Mark.
Hello.
That's it, got you. Hello. Thought you got a song here. Hi, mate. You're live on the Gers TV. Mark, first of all, I've not told the people why you're phoning in yet. You're quite knowledgeable when it comes to action in the boardroom and the fan group movements and everything else. There was a statement today by Dave King. Just to get your thoughts on it.
Oh,
Cut him off again.
you there?
Hello there.
Aye.
Can you hear us?
You hear us all right?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Aye, perfect. Mark, just to get your thoughts on the Club 1872 and the Dave King statement today, the announcement that was made.
I think it's very surprising for a whole number of reasons. The first thing I would say is, despite the length of the statement, it's a wee bit unclear about what they're actually offering. I have been trying to go into the Club 1872 website, but it keeps saying can't get on because of the high volume of traffic. So they're obviously under a wee bit of pressure tonight.
Yep.
What it appears to say is that they're going to offer Dave King shares for sale. And the way they're going to do it would appear to be that if you put in your money to buy the shares, then they'll be allocated to your name for the length of your lifetime. A wee bit in the way that the life membership works for Club 1872.
Yeah.
And that what remains to be seen is whether you can then bequeath that to somebody else, but it does say for the length of your lifetime. So what it seems to be saying is Dave King will give up his shares, and Club 1872 will get the first chance to buy them at a price of 20 pence. Dave King saying that over the piece he paid 23.7 pence for his shares, and he would reckon that in a sales situation they'd be worth 50 pence. Now, the shares that have been issued recently to new investors or loan givers have been going out at 20 pence as well. So that's the state of play. quite what the format is going to be. As I say, we need to wait and see. But it does appear to be that you put in a certain amount of cash towards this type of ownership, and you would then own the shares for your lifetime, and each membership, if you will. Say it was 650 quid, right? Then you would have a vote in that in Rangers, in Club 1872 for your lifetime.
Right. A couple of questions on that, Mark. Just my questions, right? If I've got other ones, I'll ask you them, and they might just be silly ones. It's just me reading it and trying to figure it out. Would that dilute Douglas Park's position as chairman?
No, it wouldn't, because they're not new shares. They've already been issued.
Right.
So one of the downsides for it, you could say, is that it's not new money going into the club. It's going into Dave King's pockets,
right.
Rather than being completely new money to be used by the club. On the other hand, Dave King's obviously at liberty to sell his shares to whoever he wants at whatever price he wants. So he's committed to selling them for a wee loss to Club 1872, because he believes that that it's good and healthy that Rangers fans own the shares in Rangers mostly.
Another question that just will get some for the viewers. You've been for maybe the last 20, maybe longer, 30 years, Mark. You've been a massive supporter of fan ownership, or you've always been interested in it, and you've watched other clubs throughout the world getting involved with that, and like some Barcelona models and that. Is this a step towards it?
In some ways it is, in some ways it isn't. Because of the way the world works in the United Kingdom, and when people went for what they call limited liability, so that, for instance, if you started a football club, if you owned it with a few friends, then if it went down the stank, then you were liable for all its debts. But if you formed a limited company, then the money you could lose was basically limited to the share money you put in. So that's the way it's been in Britain. This gives you some ownership of the shares, and I think in terms of a club the size of Rangers, what we've got just now isn't 100% what I would like to see, but it's probably the best of both worlds, in that virtually everybody who's a shareholder in Rangers just now is a Rangers fan. Now that might be you and I that's paying at 1872 a month into Club 1872, or you could be somebody like George Latham, with millions of shares, Dougie Park or Graham Park or John Bennett or any of these guys who've got millions of pounds worth of shares. So they're given what they can afford, and we're given what we can afford. In terms of the balance of power, I think one of the problems that Club 1872 or any fan group has got is, how do you exercise the power of your shares? We've seen in recent years, for instance, Wrexham just done it, and Swansea had 25% of shares. Wrexham basically completely owned the club. Portsmouth completely owned the club. But there did come a time when, once they'd saved their club, they realised that the type of money you need to compete at the higher levels couldn't be generated from amongst the fans, and that you needed to go to somebody who had large amounts of unencumbered capital. And in those clubs, while supporters trusts have become basically saved the club, a few years into the operation they realised that they would be stuck in Division 3 or wherever they are, and that they needed to bring in outside investment. So at the moment, in terms of how diverse the shareholdings are between the different individuals and groups, I think that's quite healthy. I think the way that the club have taken in money from loans and then converted into shares has been extremely helpful in the condition that the club has been in. I think if we didn't have that, we'd be operating at a lot lower level than we are just now, simply because of the financial conditions that we've got.
Yeah. Mark, a lot of people, when Dave King first came in with the Blue Knights and stuff like that, and obviously we supported them, a lot of people had a lot of worries because of the past and people that were in charge of Rangers. And the media especially say they were forever saying he wasn't a man to be trusted. It appears to be he's been a man of his word, that everything he said, for the pack of cards falling across the city to handing his shares to the fans, he seems to have done everything he said.
Yeah, I think Dave King can be a very irritating person to work with. He's his own man. He's very deep, but he has come up with everything that he said he would do. So, fair play to him for that. As I say, he's offering his shares to fans at this price, and obviously we'll need to see the exact details. But when the history of this, last 10 years or so, in fact, in terms of Dave's involvement with even putting money in when David Murray was in charge, then he's put his money where his mouth is, and he's been in for the long haul. And I'm not saying it would have happened without him, but certainly he's been a leading figure in getting control of the club back into Rangers fans' hands, and managing to extricate us from the hands of the Channel Greens and the sports director of this world. So I think we'll be eternally grateful to Dave.
For sure. So Mark, what will be the next move now that the statement's been made?
Well, I think we need to see the flesh on the bone, how this system will work. I have £13 million is a hell of a lot of money. The first problem is if you're putting in that money, then it's not new money. It's already been spent. So you're effectively buying somebody else's shares rather than buying new shares. We have to see how COVID works out, whether or not we actually get into the ground in big numbers, hopefully for next year. But you've also got, in terms of the punters' dollars, if you will, you've got a lot of competition because, one, there'll be a lot of people out of work, or a lot of people will be a lot more careful with their money after COVID and the dent to the economy. And in terms of your season tickets, and then on top of that, you've got my Gers. So it's a pretty crowded market for getting money out of Rangers fans.
Yeah. And in terms of, Mark, just in terms of the way the club's been run financially, board level and things like that, in the past you've obviously been critical when things were getting on, not being done the way we'd have liked to support. It seems to be now that we're getting it right.
Well, I've been, anybody that reads my posts on the internet will know that I've not exactly been enamoured with the way that the board over the last 5 years has been working. Yep. However, you and I have had this conversation, is that whilst there's maybe money been misspent, if you look at Steven Gerrard, since he came in over the last couple of years, there have been gradual improvements in the squad, and we've now got to the point where that's really paying off because of the size of the squad and the quality of the squad and the choices that are available to them. I think we could have been here a lot quicker, but I think that's the quibble. And again, if we're thanking Dave King, we should thank him for bringing Steven Gerrard, because it was through Dave's friendship with Kenny Dalglish that we got him. So we've now got a situation where you've got a squad where you can turn round and you can give yourself a bit of room and say, despite the financial pressures, we don't need to sell Morelos at the moment. Yeah. We can hang back. If his form's lacking a wee bit, then we don't need to sell him for less than we wanted, because we've now got people from all over we're scoring from all over the pitch. in terms of the monies that are normally clubs are dependent on, well, obviously you've got the season tickets, which has been, massively subscribed to again this year, even though it's very unlikely. I doubt that we'll even see a game getting played in terms of the fans getting into the games. You've got that. You've got your corporate stuff, which is now starting to come back on screen now that we've got rid of Sports Direct. And, in terms of player pool, you've got enough value in there where you can now start to think about, well, next season, who can we let go? If we've got somebody that's massively overperformed and they want to move on to a bigger club, then we've got that ability to do that now. And that's, obviously the situation where we're in is that, the level of football we're playing means it's not the top level. But you should now be able to start to buy and sell in the market and hopefully self-finance your transfer deals. So, in terms of that, I'm not saying everything's looking rosy, because I think we'll be making losses for the next couple of years as well. But we're quite comfortable. I mean, I think it's quite interesting that the numbers of people that are coming in as investors, then Rangers have obviously expanded the pool from where they're getting loans and or shares, and guys are coming in spending $500,000 at a time, and that's obviously great money to have, and it means you're not dependent on a sugar daddy like Dave King or Dougie Park.
Excellent.
But these guys are making sacrifices. They've been successful in life. They've got money, and that's the price of being where they are.
Aye, so it all sounds good. Mark, just before you go, just a quick one. I've got the book here that you recommended to me, the Rangers in the Black Knight era. It was sent to me today. You actually sent a message last week and you were saying I've not had a chance to read it yet, but you thought it was fantastic.
Yep, I would recommend it to anybody for their Christmas. The guy Steve Finnan's done a great job. There's photographs there that nobody's ever seen before. There's a few that you maybe have seen, but perhaps in different circumstances. But mostly they're very fresh pictures. Basically going back to, well, I would say basically the 20s to the 1920s to the 1980s, and it's all in black and white. There's some fantastic pictures of the crowd. There's pictures of the players in training, getting married, and social setting. I mean, it's a real joy to read. It's a real joy to read.
I've got Mark. I spoke to Derry Johnson, Rangers legend Derry Johnson tonight. I've got him a copy being sent for Steve, and DG's going to do a wee review on it for us next week. So that should be quite interesting.
Well, there's a fantastic picture of DJ visiting his home in Dundee in the 70s, and there's a crowd outside it, and it's like his mother, his family, friends, whatever, and it really kind of sums up, a young guy who's out of nowhere, made his debut, done what he done, and you can see that, the whole family's really proud of him, and it's like a rags to riches story. And they're all out there, the mums and the aunties have all got their good dresses on, and then there's one maniac at the left hand side has got a top hat and God bless Rangers and all that. It's a fantastic piece. It's a fantastic piece.
No, that's excellent. Mark, thanks again for the call, mate.
All the best.
Thank
Good to hear from you, Mark. Bye.
And that was Mark Dymore for Follow.
Very good. Yep, definitely.
That gives a wee bit of insight to what we're talking about.
Some cracking pictures in that book.
Aye, so we've got Derry Johnson next week. Derry Johnson's going to do a review on this. He's just got the book sent to him tonight.
Right, where do you get the book?
We'll put it on the website again. Right. It's from the DC Thompson Media. So that's the guys that did it. Have you known the Dandy and all that? I don't know, I'm not sure who it is, but I know they're well known up there.
The Bruins.
I'll send the details on the page later on. But if anybody's wanting it, you can get it. In the last couple of shows, we've featured the book. I've not read it myself yet, but DJ's got one, and Derek Johnson's going to be on the show next week, hopefully. He's probably never seen the photograph he's selling it, and he'll give his opinion. So there we go. All good. Any messages? We've got loads of them.
Right, can I see if I can take the messages back so that I can see what's here? Hold on. I see. Great call, John Kiernan. Let me see.
What happened? Mark was talking to us, and
they were
I couldn't
saying
hear him, but everybody else could hear him, so I thought it was going beef.
a wee bit more. Forever. Once again, let me see. Great show once again, Stephen McLucas. Morning from sunny Melbourne, that's Eric Brown. Hello there, Robert Elliott. German teams are partially fan owned, so it kind of shows an interaction between the players and fans.
They've been a great model for it.
Yep, forever and ever. He's in Oz as well, I believe. Yep, I'm in Oz too. Robert Elliott, he's in Scotland. Robert Alex Riech, how do you pronounce that? Riech.
Drinks in the Bristol, I'm
Right,
sure.
okay. Robert Elliott. Hello, John Kiernan, that's your first Budweiser of the night. Make that your last school night. What a great chance we have lifting the first silverware of this season, said Stephen McLucas. Big Bubba. Forever and ever. We should rename the Broomlin and Dave King stand and rebuild a bronze
There's been a lot of
statue
talk
of him.
about people want to thank Dave King, and I do understand, but I don't know about a statue. I'm not keen on that idea.
No.
I get the idea
Not
of
the
it.
one to statues.
I get the idea of trying to do something to thank him eventually, but I do think some kind of tribute to him on the 150th anniversary would be nice, but I wouldn't go for a statue.
Right, the only thing that annoys King was the Sports Direct outcome.
Well, he fought that well, and to be fair.
Right, we need to take this up a bit. Whoever mentioned Steve Gerrard when Murty was in charge should get a wee bung at least.
No.
Right, last time I bought a Gers shares, I ended up with a certificate and shares had gone and everyone lost their money. I let a lot of folk out there at the time.
These ones are different.
Yep.
No, see, the thing is, Dixie's made a good point there about Gerrard. The Liverpool under, I think it was the under 18 team, they played at Ibrox in a friendly. It was a Friday night, I'm sure. Absolutely pissing down a rain.
Oh, sorry guys.
I was there with my brother Scott, and I remember watching it that night, and I wasn't a massive fan. I've never been there in Liverpool or any other team, just Rangers. And they ran them up with Rangers. They were absolutely fantastic, and Gerrard was up and down the line. And I went with Uncle Ronnie, old Ronnie McLean, and I phoned Scott after it, my brother, and I said, you know what? That guy would be a great manager of Rangers. No taking any credit, really. I had just an opinion watching the football. I'm watching Gerrard the way he inspired that young team. And I believe that night the Rangers director spoke to him, just obviously out of courtesy. And that's when the first contact was made about actually getting him involved. But as Big Mark said there, Dave King's got the connection with Kenny Dalglish, and that's how it's all came about. Aye.
Yep. We should retire the 12th jersey from Dave King because he was the 12th man saving their club. I'm not sure in that one. The only team he just needs to keep going to selling the season is over. He's done great, Thomas Motion.
I think that the jury's now. Yep. Everybody was worrying about is Dave King in it for the right reasons. No, people were saying he's in it for the right reasons. I've always kind of liked the guy. But I can understand how people would be afraid as well. It seems to have proved his point. He's doing everything he said he'd do.
They're wanting to share his own tick. Statue for Lenny. Oh, I have ordered a copy. Good, Bill Fletcher. It's a good book. It's a good book. Do you know, I've started now to read these in my head first before
you can come
Aye. Good insight to it all. Aye, about Mark's call there was a good insight to it all.
The reason I got him on is because we read the statement, right, and there was a lot of comments after it asking questions that we were asking. So I thought if I get Mark on it, he'll give a good argument for it.
Right, Sandra, could I please get a shout out for my dad, Jim Ainsworth, who turned 75. He is John Gregg's biggest admirer. Hello there, Jim Ainsworth, and happy birthday. How you doing?
Happy birthday, Jim.
Yellow card, John Kiernan. John Kiernan's well known this. I hope no, you need to get a yellow card, John. New club for building Dave King Museum. What are we thinking for a Thursday, Bears? You fancy as a 2 or a 3-1? Kent, Roof and Alfie up front. And a handful for anybody.
Good point to start talking about, actually, because that's what we're coming on to anyway, so it's obviously reading our minds.
We've missed Falkirk. Sunday, we missed that out.
Aye, we'll do the Falkirk first. There's a few more comments just coming in now. The Falkirk game, Rangers played a few young... They played effectively a I don't want to call it a second team because the players that they played are all more than capable of coming in because of the way I said that they've got the well-oiled blue machine that basically every player can take the position and play it to their best ability, and they don't look at the position. They played it, first of all credit to Falkirk, they played it as a cup tie and they went for us and they tried their best. They just won this, they simply weren't good enough. The Rangers team was fantastic again. The speed of the Rangers team was far too fast for them. The fitness was we were too fit for them, and the way we played it, the game, Falkirk had no chance. But they didn't change their game. I liked that about them, and I thought the young boys that came in were a credit to themselves. Leon King, 16-year-old boy coming in.
I know, fantastic, eh?
What do you say about that?
I know.
Every one of them, I thought, I know that Tab got the man of the match on Sunday, but I thought Bassey was man of the match. He's still a young boy. He looks like he looks a lot older than he is, and he's massive. As I said before, I'd take to share a pizza with him. What a size of boy he is. His tackling, his ability. It doesn't look like he's new to the club or anything like that. He just looks like he's been there for years, and yet he's a fringe player. And all these boys are fringe players. Lee Middleton's back. I think personally it was a great performance for what it was.
Yeah.
I'd have took 1-0.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good game. I enjoyed it, and as I said, Defoe was all over the place. He looked as fit as, so he did.
Because he knows he's not going to get many chances.
I know.
And he appreciates that. He's that kind of guy. Doesn't take the huff for it like that, and he seems to be thriving on it. He said already he wished he'd joined Rangers earlier.
I know.
So do we, because the way he scored that goal. I don't know what was better, the ball that went to him or the way he put the ball in the net, but the way he was working and everything.
Like Bassey was class, a total machine. Definitely, aye, he's good.
And then
he's strong.
You're looking at the goal with the left back. You've got Barisic playing the body tab. That's the stuff the dreams are made of when your defence is that good. Your defence is as good as any other team's attack. It's a joy to watch the Rangers. Right, where we go?
Hey, hello there. Where are we? Johnny Davidson from Thorney Bank. How are you doing? Bassey gets better and better, strong and powerful. He was chuffed getting his goal. He was delighted getting that goal. I watched him.
Thorney Bank. I used to do the taxis for them.
Did you?
Aye.
Thorney Bank.
I ended up chucking it. Everybody was talking about me behind my back.
That's rubbish. That's a full of whiskey, man.
There's no whiskey of Branco. It's gone. There's no whiskey in the room for me, a Branco or a later.
Right, hello, Jimmy Payton in Belfast. How are you doing? Hello, Jimmy. Hope you're all right.
So when you see the wee messages for Belfast and Kilway and Northern Ireland and London, and you think,
God, they're other place tonight. We're in Oz and everything. We're not being there.
It's just when you see that.
We're not being there. We'll need to try and have a now.
But I must have wee trips to Ulster and all that.
Yes, I know. This year we've not got anywhere, have we? I can't believe a player like Defoe's never won any trophies in his career. Well, we can get his first one with us at 55. Hello, Natalie Patterson.
As I said,
how are you doing?
It's a great point, and Defoe is playing like he wants.
Yep.
The good thing about the great thing about Rangers, we played that cup tie like it was every game we played in. We played it as a must-win game. It wasn't people hear them call it a Diddy Cup in the past. That's a cup, in my opinion, night that's been great for great Rangers memories. I remember McCoy's getting a hat-trick, 3-2. Ian Ferguson scoring the winner against Dundee United. I look back all the years, it's been a good cup and great times for us. Last season we should have won it. How we never won that game against the man came over. I tell
you, it's absolutely fantastic being a Rangers supporter this season.
It really is.
I know, you're no kidding.
But as I say, the players are all playing and they treated that game, even though it was a second Rangers team, they treated the game like
yeah, natural novel, no wayside, the tea on.
I don't know, is that natural?
It's naturals, man.
Aye.
Hello, Natural Novel.
Doing, I was actually going to send him a message and I forgot to get a chance to get Natural, I need to send you a text message later on. I'll tell him now, I'm trying to get a hold of Chris Boyd. Charlie Miller's meant to get back to me because he's doing a charity event, a cycle for the local charity that he works for. Sorry, that he's involved in, and it's for I think it's for the poor people during the homeless and that, during Christmas, and he's cycling in Ayrshire, dressed as an elf. If I can get a hold of him, I'll be able to put a wee promotion out and try and help him. So if anybody likes a natural be hearing this, send me a message, I'll text you later on, mate. I need to try and get him on.
Right, next one, John Ramsey. John Ramsey's doing the big sleep out. John, if you want to put your link on the page, I'm sure guys will be willing to sponsor you.
I think that's
and help you.
And by the way, we've got Natural actually, it is Natural Hone.
Yeah, it is Natural.
He's been on the Gers TV a few times, but let's hear your favourite memories of the wee man.
I thought you were coming back to visit us, Natural.
Aye, we'll get him back. I've been doing the jogging with Big Gary, so I'll be playing 5-a-side. I'll be looking to play against him. Guys, there's a question there. I don't. Basically, somebody's asking about the boy hitting. That's. When I watch him, I wonder if he's going to make it with Rangers. I like the boy. He's obviously trying his hardest. He seems to be fluffing a lot of chances now, but there's a big boots to fill. Early doors for the boy, yeah. I will say that, and I hope he proves me wrong, but I don't know. I'm not sure him, to be fair. But it's a question.
Right, Billy Bailey says December and January fixtures will determine where the title goes. Get through January unscathed, and if 55 is ours. There's only one natural novel. Yeah, he's going to take over the feed now, isn't he? Here's somebody saying, is Aidan McGeady still in your back pocket? More to come from it.
Many a good night if I do it with Nacho on the baby, but we won't be talking about it on here. My ham's in the pub, stays in the pub. Aye, no, loads in it. Well, what other subjects have we got to talk about before I forget?
We had Standard Liège. No, we had Standard Liège this Thursday, 8 o'clock.
Aye, Thursday night.
And then we've got Ross County Sunday, 12 noon.
I think personally, right, the Rangers will finish it on Thursday night.
Yep.
Standard Liège. European game. I think Rangers will just get none of up with them. They're another good club, but another good team. Not as good as the Glasgow Rangers. We'll do the business. We'll
Definitely,
and a prediction, I'm going to go for the easy prediction.
A force to be reckoned with.
I'm going to go with Tavernier to score. Why not? And I'll go Tavernier to score, and I'll go Rangers 3-1. Or we'll lose a goal. 3-0, changing it.
Oh, you changing it up.
Supernatural.
I know, you took over our feed here. I have no questions here. It's all about Nacho Novo.
Nacho, the phone number's on there if you want to phone the show. Phone numbers here, wee man. If you
He'll go shy on us now.
Aye, he probably will. If you want to give a wee phone, I've got his number on there, but I don't know if he's busy now, so I don't want to phone him.
Yep. Robert Elliott.
What else have we got there? So, that's the European game coming up. You let us know your opinion.
Standard Liège, they played on Thursday night and they won 2-1. And then they had a game on Sunday. And they had nothing each, so we'll see.
I mean, even that, the thing with last night, Benfica won again, so Benfica, that shows you the quality in that group. I'm quite confident Rangers will come in and do the business against them. Let us know your predictions, guys, on it. Nacho, give us a wee phone if you want, mate.
Yep, you've declared you're in the house. Paul Sargent, he needs games, Si. It must be Atton he's talking about. Yep.
Aye, and they're trying to give him more chance. He's a young boy in a new country. It's hard.
Hello there, Grant James. How you doing? Roddy Lumsden, Colin Faulds, James Palmer, Andy Ritchie, Stephen McLucas, and Warren Rainey. How you all doing? Glad you could join us, guys.
No worries, just check up again.
Right, guys, we also have Gers TV merchandise, and it's on the main page. The stuff, I don't know. The stuff is going really well, and if you want to buy any, just go onto the main page. And we have face masks, yes, we have Gers TV with face masks, and our Rangers face masks, and you can buy both in a deal. So just look on my page, guys, and I'll get back to you, or message me, and I'll get back to you straight away.
Ross County on Sunday.
Wee Nacho, Easter Road, Helicopter Sunday. Who'll ever forget?
Talk about Sundays, Ross County Sunday, right? Everybody's laughing at the Ross County thing now. When people were talking about me, they were getting excited with the county. I thought they meant the flute band.
They're a good band. They're a good band.
Cracking band when they play that.
And they've got the swagger.
We all the swagger on Sunday night after it. We're not doing that.
They bring a room alive, but don't they?
Aye. I think that's I don't want us to go too far ahead of ourselves. I think the support need to do that as well. We need to be a wee bit calm. We haven't won anything yet.
Yep.
We need to take every game at a time. Don't have too many high expectations. Just let's go out. If we win the game on Thursday night, we're qualified. That's Europe's put aside, and we've got to go to Ross. We've got the Ross County game. I think Ross County. If we can get a 2-0 victory, I'll be over the moon. And just keep winning every week at a time. We need pressure on us, the team. There's one thing about the Rangers support. We've been right down to the bottom and back up. We've been kicked and booted and battered every way around. We've had all the conmen and all the corruption that's been involved in, and the SFA standing back and letting it happen, and everything else, and the fans protest. One thing is we've stood by the club. The supporters have travelled all over the world to follow Rangers, and there's never been any There's never been anything but loyalty, and I've got to salute that. And I think that's now coming out of how well when you look at other supports and you see what's happening. The Rangers support definitely need credit for where we've been and how we stick by the club at all times.
I need to bum in here. Jim McLaughlin says the polo shirts are great quality. That's the Gers TV ones because he's Jim purchased one.
Yeah.
Aye, they're good quality, guys. Definitely. And somebody asked were we doing scarves. No, yet. We're thinking about doing snoods, but we're going to just keep the merchandise we have right now, and we'll go with that now. But aye, it's doing well.
Good comment there. What's happened to Goldson? He was a bomb scare last year. He's undroppable. He's quite possibly the player of the season. I would put it down to just training. The whole defence looks good now. Every Rangers defender looks good now, and I think they've just, I don't know, it's bewildering how good they became, but I think it's just they've stuck with it. I haven't really changed the defence too much, in terms of personnel. There's not that much change in it. So aye.
Andy Ritchie says we're back where we belong, brothers and sisters. And definitely, Andy Ritchie. Definitely. Wait till the meltdown when we win 55. I can't wait till we win 55. I'm absolutely looking forward to it.
I've got ideas already for it. Is that
looking
Warren
forward to it.
Hi, how you doing, Warren?
How you doing, brother?
Hello there, Warren. How you doing?
How you doing, mate?
Are you with us?
No, it's cut off. Need to phone back. What happened there? We need to phone back, Warren.
Hello there, Gers TV, Malky, McLennan. There you are.
Aye, we'll get him on the same, see what happened. And it's Warren this time. How you doing, mate?
Hello, Warren. He's putting the phone down.
I think his pocket rang us.
Hello, guys. How you doing?
Hello there. How you doing?
Not too bad. Not too bad at all. What about you guys?
All good.
Good.
Just enjoying
What's
the company,
What's the lockdown like then in Glasgow?
It's I don't really know. It's not the same as it was the first one.
No,
Right. Okay. Oh, what can we say, guys? We're just flying, aren't we? Like,
yeah.
It's nearly like you wake up and you think it's a dream or something, you know, because all those years of, you know, depression, and now we're just in such a high, you know. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
Warren, the quality of football alone, just to watch the quality, it's
a sheer joy. It's a sheer joy. I mean, it is. I mean, if you look at the team on paper, you know, there's about maybe 6 or 7 players came in from last year's team, but they're like complete polar opposites the way they're playing as a unit.
See when you look at that penalty, right? See if Rangers had got the penalty, we would have been talking now about basically being qualified for the group and having beat Benfica. Now, that's 2 games in a row we should have beat a proper Champions League team. You know
I mean, they spent nearly 100 million quid in the summer. You know, that team they are a quality team. There's no two ways about it. But we matched them.
We matched them in speed, fitness, agility.
We matched them in speed. We matched them in distribution. You know, okay, but we're defensively, it was probably our worst game for a long time. We switched off, but you know, it's still a massive chance for us on Thursday. If we get a result on Thursday, that's us through. And as you say, we can then focus on the most important thing, which is the league. You know.
Yeah, of course. But and the good thing is, we even with the draw with the League Cup, the Betfred Cup. Rangers could easily put a second team out there, and that second team will win a match, and they'll get into the
And that's the difference. That's the difference. The depth in squad that we have now is probably, I don't know, I can't think. We're probably going back into the 90s before, you know, when we had a squad so strong and you know, you can rely on virtually everyone. I know everyone's talking about it. I think it will come good. I think the lad just needs confidence. I think he needs a bit of time. Sometimes it's very hard to adjust from one league to another league, and especially when you're coming from one continent, and you know you're going from Europe and Britain. It's our type of football is totally different from what they play. You know, so
culture,
I think a lot will come good. So no, it's all looking positive, guys. It really is. I'm just really hope and pray that it stays the same, and we get through Christmas and the New Year, and we're still way ahead of that other crowd.
Yeah.
You know, they're falling apart all over the place, which
No,
is
but
brilliant
there's not
to
that
see.
many points. Although there's 11, you've also got the games in hand, so we need to keep winning. We can't take our eye off the ball.
Well, that's it. No, you can't take it for granted, and I think that's exactly what I was saying earlier on the text. You know, we have to go into every game with a winning mentality that we're going to win. You know, if the team keeps playing the pace that they're playing, if the distribution, talking about Alfie earlier on, I mean, Alfie's distribution at the minute is world class. You know, okay, the guy hasn't scored in a long time, but you know, he's getting about the field. He's doing more than most strikers do because he's getting back, he's defending, he's breaking up play. You know, he's doing all the things that we need him to do. You know?
And Alfie will come back, goal scoring wise, he'll come back by a bang without a doubt.
He will come back. The guy's an out-and-out goal scorer. But if you play him in that position, you know, he's quite happy. You know, I love to see the passion in him when he gets substituted. He gets so annoyed with Gers.
I've seen people criticise that, but I love it. I love that fact that you saw it with McCoyston and guys like that in the past.
Of course. It's passion. It's absolute passion. I think I remember seeing Gazzo one time, like, really, really annoyed. Like, he was just like, throwing his hands down, and you know.
Yeah. Can I tell you the only one that's not sticking out for me is Haji. Haji, he's kind of sat back. I've not seen a lot for him, and I expected I expected a big deal for him.
I feel that the thing with Haji is he's got big boots to fill with his dad, obviously. But last season,
I think that's the problem with the lad. We're always going to compare him.
We just need to wait with him. We basically need to wait and see if he can come good again. Yeah. He's got the technical ability.
I think he'll come good again. I think again it's a confidence thing. If he gets a bit of unfortunately one of the older players maybe needs a rest, then Haji could come in. Maybe he'll step up again. You know, you just don't know with the lad. I think he's too lightweight. I think his big issue is he's too lightweight.
He's a European. He plays in he's just no big in our league. European football, aye.
No, he's not big enough for those games. He's too lightweight. He's too easily pushed off the ball. He needs to grow a bit.
I mean, you're playing against a brick wall at times in Scottish football, whereas in European football he's got a chance to play football, and he's that type of player.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, I think he just needs, to me, honestly, just needs a bit of time, and it's a bit like Itten. You know, he needs time to adjust. But he did have a good first season, you know, so there is that potential there still for you know. But I think what he really needs is a couple of Jim Trotter's square sausage curries in there.
The speciality.
That was sort of like.
That's so
well, listen, guys, I'm going to go, but I'll give you just a wee quick bit of history.
Yep.
This day, 1st of December, 1688, William of Orange. We know we landed in Torbay in November, and then he went towards London. Now, a lot of people in London, if you go around London, you see a lot of bars named the White Horse. Okay, that actually comes from the Williamite period. It basically was in the 1840s that Orangeism and the support of Orangeism was outlawed. So if you wanted to show that you were a supporter of Orangeism or a supporter of the memory of King William, what you did is you put a small white horse statue in your window.
Right.
And the reason being is on the 1st of December, 1688, William of Orange, to lift the morale of the people, went out around the city of London on his white horse. And he met the people of London and he gave them gifts. So William of Orange, the White Horse, if you go into any pub in London, it's called the White Horse, they can trace that back to that period in time where William of Orange rode through the streets of London on his white horse. So there you are.
I'm laughing.
That's your bit of history.
I'm laughing at one of the messages. You couldn't have a white horse these days. Folk would say you're racist.
Oh, yeah, well, you're probably right. That was the whole thing about the white horse. So, I mean, most of the time people go on about the white horse. It wasn't the white horse, but this time it actually was. But he never had a white horse in Ireland. He never had a white horse at the pub. So that's all. That's all.
Thanks,
nonsense.
Warren.
That's all Hollywood geek. So there we go, guys. We've got a history as usual, and listen, everybody, have a great week. And I just want to wish my mum Anne Rainey a happy 70th birthday
Oh,
for
happy
Thursday.
birthday, Warren's mum. Happy birthday.
Unfortunately, we can't get to meet because of this bloody COVID, but we were with her last week. We dropped stuff off to her house. So, as I say, but I'm back to work again full time now, so I can't get up. But listen, guys, thanks very much as always, and we'll just keep the faith. And always remember, we are the people.
We are, Warren.
I'll talk to you all soon.
See you later. Bye. Bye.
Actually seen when he's talking about it, I did see an article last week talking about the White Horse pub, and I thought it's got better luck than me. I can't get in there, pub. Guys, if anybody's phone in, we need the last 3 digits.
Yep. You need to leave your last 3 digits on the feed so we know who you are, please.
I don't know, man, I'll just check.
Do we still have religious nutters in 2020? All horse lives matter. All horses matter. I tell you, it was funny.
Aye, that's something I didn't know about.
You've not had your toast tonight.
I've not got it, I've drank it all.
Oh, have
no,
you?
I wasn't kidding, I've watched the game on I've not had
Oh my goodness.
6 weeks I've not had a baby and I decided...
You can't have a show without toasting the Queen, you'll need to do it with that.
That's what I need to do it.
There we go. The
I've
Queen.
had coffee tonight and it's God Save the Queen. I've run out of whiskey.
My goodness, imagine no any whiskey for the Queen.
We'll get that back again for next week.
Oh.
Guys, anybody phone in, if you don't have your last 3 digits,
if I don't
know who you are, we can't put you on.
If there's your last 3 digits aren't on the feed, guys, you'll not get put through to the line. I thought you were going to say, if you're this bro. Oh, right, okay.
Oh, I saw the horse jokes now, innit?
I know, we're getting bombarded now with them. John Gardner, Andy Ritchie, Peaceful Warrior, John Kiernan.
It reminds me of the one about the big white horse that went into the pub in Glasgow. The barman said, I've named a famous whiskey after you. And he said, what did they call it, Eric?
That's absolutely rubbish. That is rubbish. Well done, Si. God save the Queen.
Right, we're still to do our Christmas fundraiser. We'll start that for next week. We're going to try and get as many Rangers bars we need.
Also, guys, I'm going to be helping veterans on the streets. I'm going to be taking to do with that. I'm phoning the guy tomorrow. I was to call him the day. So we'll be probably, hopefully, helping this guy, Scott Collins.
He's an actor.
He's an actor. And he takes the day with veterans on the streets. So I'm going to go meet him and see what we can do to help, guys. So I maybe need your help there. So that could possibly be next week. We'll get a wee video done. The veterans on the streets. They shouldn't be in the streets, guys. Fight for our country and they're living in the streets. Anyhow, so we'll be doing that next week.
We'll have that next week. Hopefully get Chris Boyd sorted for next week.
Also,
his charity as well.
Right, sorry, merchandise. I think our merchandise, the last selling date is the 18th of December, I'm sure. I've seen Thomas Muir right on the feed there. If I'm right, Thomas going to rewrite that on the feed for me. The last selling date for buying their merchandise is the 18th of December, I'm sure. So if you're looking for any of our merchandise, I'm sure the last date is the 18th of December, guys, for the Christmas.
So you get it in time.
So you get it in time, yep. Where are we? Rangers top of the league, clippity clop.
I saw the horse jokes up there. You know the one about what did the horse say when it came out of the fridge?
The government needs to be doing the government needs to be doing a better job of our heroes on the streets. I agree with you there, James Palmer.
They should
definitely. Something should be done.
It's just basically about we'll support him anyway, the guy, because he actually had to put an appeal on TikTok.
But I picked up the appeal on TikTok, guys, because they shouldn't have been needing to put appeals out for to help
of course.
For to help our veterans.
So there's a link for you.
Thomas Muir, yes. Last order date is the 18th of December, guys, for the Bears Den. And the link is now on the feed if you want to get in there. They take today, but all orders doesn't come through us, it goes straight through there.
So the orders are closing on the 18th of December, the night that they close the gates.
Yeah, that's true. Aye, I know. Aye.
That's what I
Good day, Thomas Muir.
As I said, we're going to try and get Chris Boyd on next week, help him with his charity appeal if he's still doing it. And other than that,
I don't know if John Ramsey, did you put yours on the feed there for your big sleep out for people there? Did John?
I think, I might be wrong here just in case I get it wrong. I think the big sleep out you're going to do to get in, you can't go to Ibrox into this year because of COVID-19. So you just do it like outside your house or something like that. So let us know where you're doing it and if you can follow you in any way, John, and support it, let us know.
Right, homes for the veterans, please. I agree with you there, Donald. Right, they shouldn't be on our
Shouldn't
streets.
be.
Nobody should be on our streets this day and age.
I seen a thing on Facebook the other night, and there was a soup kitchen under the bridge at the Four Corners.
Yep.
There's thousands of people there.
I know, it's a shame. I actually see where Oswald's pub is. There's a wee alleyway there, and there's a place there that they go and get fed in the kitchens there. I don't know what it is, but I've seen people queuing outside. One of the nights I had to jump the gates for my motor, remember?
I remember coming out that. Honestly, I came out to dancing one night and I was that drunk. I went, the guy gave me the soup kitchen. He seen me starting to lie out steaming, and I got a wee bowl of soup. It was lovely. I felt terrible taking off it. The soup kitchen guy, but he seen me starting to lie trying to find a taxi, and he said it's for everybody.
There, John says, yes, I did. I'm doing it in my back garden. So they can't be doing it because of COVID.
John, put your link up if you want.
Put your link up.
And we'll try and get you a couple of quid for it.
Any more news about Ibrox being expanded? No, not quite yet.
Nothing yet. I think a few things will happen for the 150th anniversary, but we just need to wait on that.
I think there's because of the thing with the day, that'll be taking over renting the shareholders thing.
Yep.
Nobody should be on the streets, especially heroes. I agree with you there, Grant James.
That's John.
They should not be on the streets.
Of course, and if we can, when it comes to any of that kind of charity stuff, if we can help, let us know. It's a no-brainer for us.
So anyway, guys, that be wrapping us up. But no matter what we're doing or what's happening anywhere in the city, guys, always remember we are the people.